Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Riesinger.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. Today, searching for answers after the tragic death of a 15-year-old patient who broke out of a Helena psychiatric hospital just yesterday.
Authorities say the girl ran from Chaudere Children's Hospital and was killed just a short distance away as she ran onto the interstate.
Now, today, hospital administrators say they have initiated a review process.
MTN's Jonathan Ambarian spoke to the hospital CEO about how they are responding.
Chaudere leaders say Monday's crash was a tragedy.
I do want to back up and really lift up the family involved in the case. Our condolences are with them, not only the family of the patient involved, but also the family and the person involved driving the vehicle.
Chaudere confirmed a patient set off the fire alarm, causing the hospital's locks to open. The girl then ran out of the building and onto Interstate 15, where Helena police say she was hit by a pickup truck. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Coroner Leo Dutton identified the victim as 15-year-old Kayla Neal of Missoula. Chaudere CEO Craig Osved said the hospital contacted not only the victim's family, but the families of all their other patients.
We wanted them to hear from us directly instead of from other outlets.
Leaders said this was the first time a patient under Chaudere's care has died since they became a mental health hospital several decades ago. But Osved said there have been other cases where patients have pulled the fire alarm and tried to leave the premises.
We have the fire marshal involved who will be at our facility tomorrow to do a walkthrough and hopefully identify solutions to prevent this from further happening, not only at Chaudere but across the country.
Osved said right now they want to focus on supporting their staff and the families involved, but they will be looking at what changes they can make.
So we will be doing our own internal review as well as cooperating with other outside agencies for other reviews that will occur.
In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Helena police say the crash is still under investigation.
So far, no citations have been issued.
Sweetgrass County authorities are asking for your help finding a missing teen.
16-year-old Marshall Damon was last seen on June 29th in Big Timber. He's 5'7", 160 pounds with dark blonde hair and blue eyes.
It's believed the teen may have been headed to Great Falls. You're asked to call the Sweetgrass County Sheriff's Office if you know anything about Damon's whereabouts.
On the weather scene tonight, Bob, it seems lately our grass is the only thing content with all of this rain.
Oh, yeah, and it sure is loving it, too. We've had a lot of rain. Of course, I'm dressed up kind of in a spacesuit today. This is in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 launch today. But let me show you what's happening out there right now. We've got a lot of things to talk about. As we move on, you can see we do have a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock tonight for most of the Q2 viewing area. But not only that, over there by Powder River County, that's a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:30. $half size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and a possible tornado. I'm not sure if we have one or not, but it's kind of rain wrapped and it's hard to see. So just know, you guys out there, that could be a tornado with all that. Meanwhile, also down in Bighorn County, Wyoming, we have another severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15. 60-mile-per-hour winds and also $half size hail in that area. Let's check it out on the Doppler. You can see this one over here by Powder River. That's the one that had a little rotation and also a little hook echo. But it looks like now that stuff's starting to fade away. So that's some good news there. We'll pull back and show you that after those guys are gone, it looks like we're starting to see just some spotty sprinkles moving in. And so here's how much precipitation we had up until last night, 700 of an inch. That was at midnight. And so here's what we are for the month and for the year. You'll notice for the year we're basically almost 3 inches ahead of normal. So we're doing well in precipitation. Then we have to add today's totals to it. We'll add that coming up in a few more minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. Well, local and state engineers are scrambling to find a fix for a water problem in Warden and Ballantyne that's making tap water dangerous for babies. A public meeting is scheduled for Monday, July 29th at Huntley Project High School to talk about high levels of nitrates discovered back in May. Now, that problem likely caused by fertilizers and livestock near the water source. Now, in June, Water District officials warned that infants younger than 6 months and pregnant women should not drink the water. Even boiling, filtering, or freezing the water will not eliminate the problem. High nitrate levels in drinking water can cause blue baby syndrome, where blood cannot transport oxygen and babies asphyxiate. If you live in the area and have an infant, bottled water is available during normal business hours or by appointment at the Warden Ballantyne Yellowstone County District Office in Warden.
National parks are working to sniff out a solution to aquatic invasive species, and now Grand Teton and Yellowstone are teaming up with some of the best noses in the biz. Tobias will be hitting the trails of Yellowstone starting this Friday to assist in AIS boat inspections. The Yellow Lab will be sniffing out zebra and quagga mussels, which are known to be threats to our natural ecosystem. Also Jax, the Belgian Malinois, who found his love for detection after being adopted back in 2017, will be hitting the road to Grand Teton National Park starting Saturday. Non-native mussels were detected in Montana in 2016, and since then the pressure has been on to prevent more invasive species from entering our waterways. Tobias is a graduate of Carroll College's anthrozoology program in Helena. He also works as an invasive species detective up in Glacier National Park.
3 months after he launched his campaign for Montana governor, State Senator Al Olszewski is now taking a tour of eastern Montana. His next stop, the Rosebud Treasure County Fair in Forsyth this weekend. He was a guest on Montana This Morning today and told us his priorities as governor would be the economy, healthcare, and the foster care system. Olszewski feels his life experiences make him a good candidate.
Whether I'm an orthopedic surgeon, I'm a military Air Force officer, or a father and a son and a great-grandson of homesteaders that mined and farmed central Montana, these are just tools that allow me to work and serve the people. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to make sure that we can get Helena out of everybody's back pocket and over their shoulders so that they can live and enjoy Montana for its rugged splendor and make a decent living.
Now, for the full interview, you can visit ktvq.com. Other Republican candidates for governor are Congressman Greg Gianforte, former State Senator Gary Perry, and Attorney General Tim Fox. The Democratic candidates include Lieutenant Governor Mike Cooney, State Representative Casey Schreiner, and former State Representative Riley Neal.
The Navy warship, named after Montana's largest city, has now made it home to Key West, Florida, where it will soon be commissioned. These are some pictures that the USS Billings posted on its Facebook page today, courtesy of Alex Malin Photography. The littoral combat ship and its crew arrived in Key West on Friday, much to the delight of many of the crew's families who were eagerly waiting their return. Meanwhile, the USS Billings Commissioning Committee is getting ready to wrap up a lot of work here before heading to the commissioning ceremonies in Florida.
And there's a lot of cities in the United States, and for the city of Billings to be one of the 40 out of the total LCS program to be chosen is an honor. It's just something that I never thought would happen.
This is just such a great honor for our community. Community's really kind of figuring out that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so it's just exciting.
The USS Billings will be commissioned on August 3rd, and Q2 will be there to cover it.
Well, there's more news from across our state on the MTN 9 o'clock news. Here's a look ahead.
I'm Andrea Lutz. There's new interest in the old Northwestern Energy building in Butte. It's been on the market for a few years, and it seems now a Missoula area firm is making an interest in it. We've got more on that story tonight on the MTN 9 o'clock news on the CW.
But first, still to come on tonight's 5:30 news, it was another successful takeoff for a cancer survivor camp here in Montana. We'll check out what's got this crew heading into the clouds.
And in sports, the Grizz soccer women get together with Peruvian players. Scott shows us what's surprising between the two teams.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.